everybody, this is Amy. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel. I appreciate you taking time to view this video. Today I'm going to show you glass painting on this Trifle dessert bowl. It's actually something that if you have a piece like this, or if you're looking for a unique centerpiece even, this is great for layered desserts, layered salads. It's also awesome for floating candles with water and some cut flowers floating around it with the painted design around it. Is beautiful. I've actually done that before and have a piece that I've used as a centerpiece. So let's go ahead and get started. If you're not familiar with my channel, I will paint on these glass pieces and then once I'm done, rinse them off and paint on them again. So if you're wondering if you see any excess glass left or paint left over, I do the best I can to try to get it off, but I'm not actually using these pieces to sell or use. They're just being used for the purpose of creating videos. Alright, so tonight I'm going to be using two number 12 flat brushes, my Deerfoot Stippler, it's a number 6. I'm going to be using two of my Glass Art by Dynasty brushes. One is a 10/0 and the other one is a number 3, and then a dotting stylus. Paint I'm using for this design is Wicker White, Magenta, Licorice, Cardinal Red, Thicket, and Happy Green. Now I do believe, actually all these are, they're all folk art paints, but one of them is enamel, the remainder of those are multi-surface. Tonight's design is going to be a pink floral design, kind of like a spray, and I'm going to do it on the front of this glass. When you're preparing your glass to be painted, make sure you do wash it with soap and water, and then do rubbing alcohol over the outside of it just to make sure you got all the grime off, all the oil, anything that might be left over after washing it. When you're done with your painting, make sure that you give it at least an hour dry time. Put it in a cold oven if you're going to bake it. Put it in a cold oven. Turn the oven on. Preheat. Add the preheat time to the bake time. If you're not really sure what your preheat time is, if you don't want to take the time to figure it out, test it, then at least add 10 to 15 minutes onto the bake time. The main thing is that you're placing the glass in a cold oven. Once it's done baking, you turn the oven off and you let it sit till the oven is cool completely, then you bring it out. That's a gradual change in temperature, which your glass should be safe. If you do too quick of a change in temperature, that's what will cause it to break. Alright, and we don't want that to happen. Alright, let's get started. Alright, tonight I am going to be doing, again, it's a pink and white flower design painted on this lovely trifle bowl. That's glass painting at its best, hopefully. Alright, so I'm double loading. I found myself saying alright too much, sorry about that. I am double loading this and basically just doing blending strokes here. Hopefully I don't need to add anything else, we'll see. Alright, the main part of this design is going to be 3 pink flowers, and I'm basically on this just pushing my brush down, you can see, just kind of swinging it out a little bit because they're kind of fat petals. I think by looking at this, it's probably pretty opaque, but we'll give it a go over one more time. And then I'm going to turn my bowl, come over here. I want to start over the top of the first petal, and then just kind of wiggle my hand around it and go over it again. And the reason being is I like opaque, and I like it that way for a number of reasons. Two, I like it because I like the look of the opaqueness, but I also know that the more opaque, the more paint you're using, the more durable your design is going to be. So if you've never heard that before, you're hearing it from me, and it definitely will help your design. Now when you're painting on something like this, it's not going to be handled as much as something would be if you're talking about a painted wine glass. You know, obviously something like that will be handled quite a bit. So you definitely want to make sure that's durable. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start with another petal. And I might not make this one quite as big, I'm not sure. When I do my designs on paper, you have to adjust them to the glass. They're not always identical. It's more of a practice, kind of giving me an idea of what I can do and something to go by when I'm actually painting the design. So because, like I said, whatever I'm painting a lot of times is a different shape or has the different amounts of space, it's adjusted to that. On this piece, because it's not something I'm going to sell, I am going to just be painting the front part. If I were creating this piece to either use it myself or to sell it or gift it, whatnot, I would paint out the design all the way around. Because trust me, if you're using it as a centerpiece, it's gorgeous. You know, this piece is really definitely a neat piece for that purpose. Alright, so let's keep going here. I'm going to flip over this way. I am, layering my flowers, my flower petals. And I'm just kind of putting that in there. And just giving it a little wiggle, but I want it to be a rounded petal. I mean, big petal. Definitely a fun design. Hopefully I have room for my leaves that I want to paint in here. If you have any painting tips that you'd like to share, I'd love to hear them from you. Feel free to share below. Definitely would like to hear from you. I've painted glass for a long time, got away from it a little bit, started back into it, so got a little rusty, but I think I'm getting my groove back with it. Hopefully you feel like I am. And I could have made this design smaller, but I like it kind of the way it is. So alright, so I'm going to do a couple buds here, and I'm sorry, I don't know why I've picked up saying alright all the time. Habit. I'm so sorry. And then I'm just going to do a smaller one beside it. And do one more bud. I'm going to kind of place it hanging down this way. And that's what these are, if you were wondering. They're my interpretation of a bud. Next, I am going to take the number 10, I don't know what I keep doing here. It's a 10/0 liner brush. And this is one of the Dynasty glass brushes. Just love them. I'm going to dip it into my Thicket. I'm just dipping it in, single line, and I'm going to swing up here and bring a design up that direction. I'm trying not to spread it all over the place. Now swing it up this way, dip it into the happy green, and then just kind of coat it, fill it in, coat it the best that you can. Like that to have more of a pointed tip on it. And I guess it doesn't really matter actually. The way the design is going to be, it doesn't really matter. The next thing I'm going to do is come down here, and I might switch this up a little bit because what I was thinking, I think it would look better if I did. And I'll show you what I mean by what I'm mumbling about here. Some littler petals here, littler leaves on this one. And as I've mentioned in some of my recent videos, I really haven't used liners, script liners, anything to that effect very often in my painting as of, well, really ever. Yeah, I've used them some, but not much, more for maybe center detailing of a flower, that kind of thing. But I'm finding that I really like them. I'm trying to figure out another spot to put these, because again, my design is different because it's on glass. But I do like them for the little detail work. I would do a lot of this kind of work with my flat brush. So I guess this is actually easier. I'm finding it to be easier doing it this way. And who would have known? So I say, if you have any good things you want to share as far as painting tips, doesn't have to be glass painting, because even though I'm doing these designs on glass, you don't have to do these designs that I'm doing can be done on anything, whether it's a canvas, wood, metal, any surface that you want. And yes, I do use the enamels on many different surfaces. I don't use them just on glass. Of course, the multi-surface can be used and is made to be used on different surfaces, but I've used the enamels on other surfaces for years. You know, from walls to wood. It just doesn't matter. I don't know if they realized they had such a great product, but they do. And then they came out with the multi-surface, which is a good product too. A lot of greenery. Now, you can, if you saw my video yesterday, you can place different greens in your designs. And I think they're nice. I mean, I like the different greens. I tend to find a green that I like, or a pair of colors together, whether it's green and yellow. Now this one I'm not using any yellow in my design, but I found that I really like yellow. But you'll find when you're painting, there's going to be colors that you are drawn to, and there's going to be colors that just kind of make you feel like, nah, I don't really like that too much. And you tend to lean towards those and paint with them all the time. I'm just saying that's my experience. Your experience might be different. Might be based on if you're doing reviews for a company, or if you're just doing your own thing. And these are going to be just a little, not too much to these. I'm not doing a whole lot to them. I kind of like them just really, really kind of simple. Now I could cross this over or have it become part of what I'm going to do with this, but I'm not going to do that. I want it to remain separate. And I do like to do at least 2 different colors together. You can pop in an extra color if you wish. Again, I'm keeping these very simple, or you know, that's part of my design. I want them to be this way. This is intentional. Because you might be thinking, oh, this is kind of, but I like them. Put that into here. Oh my gosh, I've gotten off my screen. Sorry guys. I was working on this part. You can see I just put the different greens in there. So what I'm going to do now is just take my little liner and I'm going to just draw in some different leaves. Now, this is where it's important to kind of have some basic knowledge of leaf shapes, because you know there will be times where you're not going to just be doing, you know, one stroke or whatnot. You're going to be doing your own thing, and if you know the shapes, or the basic shapes, it's kind of easy to do these types of paintings. Now I'm just layering these with, I'm going to come over here a little bit, just tapping them in or brushing them in. And you get the gist of this. Real simple. And I'm not going to fill this up with a whole lot of leaves as far as these, the little bud parts. No, not doing it. But I will come back up here and I'll put some leaves that are going to be going up on this. And I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on them. I can do the basic shapes and then come back in and add the contrasting color and work on them like that. When you're doing leaves, you can make them a little kind of like, they don't have to be paired up right next to each other. You can spread them out a little bit where they kind of stagger a little bit like this, or they can be lined up right next to each other. That's just a matter of preference for you, your design. And if you're pulling your design from an inspiration, then that might dictate how you put those in. So right now I'm just going to speed it up a little bit and just take the time to draw these in. Now these are cute too, even if you just wanted to leave them drawn without any filler, you could do that. I'm going to fill them in. That's how I'm doing this design. And we'll just come back in here and just put some of the Thicket. This is the Happy Green. And I'm sorry, I'm having little issues with glare tonight for my eyes, but if I'm doing something silly, I apologize, but I think I'm seeing it right. I'll just go a little bit more green in here, darker green. Push through. Some darker green in there. That. hope you're enjoying these designs that I'm doing. I'm a little off on my videos this week, so I was trying to do something a little extra for you. And I will master that, but I'd like to start providing you with some sheets that you can print out to practice the strokes or my designs, whatever I'm designing, so that you can actually start practicing them and have something that you can print out and practice from. If you think that's a good idea, say yes down below. Just trying to master it and get something that's actually decent for you to view it from. If that makes sense, I hope. Alright, so I did that. I'm going to leave that one, and I'm going to come back to this one and do the same thing down here at the bottom. Same thing. And I go ahead and just draw them with my paintbrush, put them in, and then work more on them here in a second. Again, you can stagger them or you can have them right across from each other. It doesn't matter. However you want to do it. You can actually paint these leaves with them being open like this, or you can finish them up by adding some color to the center. Did I do that on that one? Yes, I did. Okay. That's fun. Just relaxing. Can you imagine? You're stressed out and you come home and you just want some creative time. I don't know how many of you feel that way, but I know I have a group of friends that we used to all hang out and do mosaics once a week, and periodically would find ourselves, venturing to somebody's house to just kind of sit, chat, and have fun, catch up. Miss that so much now. Anyways, it's just relaxing. I look forward to this time of day. Miss it. Miss being creative. I babysit grandchildren, so a good part of my day is running around getting things for them to eat or playing with them, that kind of stuff. And that's fun. I mean, that's definitely been a plus in my life. Very fortunate that I've gotten to do that for so long. But I miss being creative every day. You know, it's just been a long few years here because I've started babysitting and then had to deal with my mom's health and then my dad's declining health, and still babysat. Again, you know, you do what you gotta do. I look back and I think I'm not sure how I made it through, but I think God just, excuse me if you don't have that belief, but I just feel like, you know, you gain strength from whatever you're handed in life. And I truly do believe that. It's the only thing I can say, because I'm not sure how else I dealt with it. Alright, sorry about that. Well, now we're going to go ahead, got those filled in, and those are cute. Let me go ahead and do one other thing here too. I'm sorry. I had a little bit longer line stem, I should say, when I painted these on my design paper. So these are not going to be quite the same, but it's okay. It's alright. Like I said, you make adjustments when you need to. They're just little petals. And I keep forgetting, because I actually had another brush to do this with, and I don't think I'm going to be using it. It's that number 3. So if I don't use it, I apologize. I was planning on it and didn't even think about it when it came to doing these. I mean, this little brush works well. So anyways, there you go. Kind of filled this in a little bit. Now I'm going to take I just rolled off there, take my other flat brush and I am going to double load it. Now when you're dealing with glass, sometimes you might have to tip it in with some white. I am just going to, do that when I need to because I want the coverage. But I double loaded it. It's just basically you tip your brush into the paints you want to use and then blend. The process should be that you are doing 3/4 of the way up the brush. Sometimes that, for me at least, doesn't work. I don't necessarily get it to that point. So, do the best you can. Alright, on these leaves, my intention is for them to just come like this and just come back down. They're just going to be a little pointy. And then you can tip it up, make it a little fatter if you want it. It's up to you. And go like that, should be good coverage. And then just keep working it. I'm going to go over here, do the same, and do it again so that I am, once again, getting good coverage. And then if you feel, now I can do one here. I just didn't want to hit that bud. That's like that. And then up and pull it back. And when you're experienced at doing this, you'll get the feel for it, and you'll know like when you need to go over it again, or leave it alone, wipe it off or you do it, whatever the case might be. And like on something like this, I would probably go back down this, just get my stem back in there, and I am going to pull it out like that because I want a little bit of a piece of the vine going like that. And then I want to come in here, swoop in, and put in some dark centers, just little lines connecting my leaves to the stem. Alright, and then I will go back over here. Hopefully I have not flattened it. I'm really good at this. Rolling my, I don't know what this is, rolling my paint or my item or sticking my fingers in it. Really good at that as well. Okay, so this one comes clear back here. Where am I? So I am going to start a leaf this direction, because if you've watched my videos, you know how I feel. Nature is not just straight, it's kind of all over the place, and meaning that your leaves are going to overlap. So that is the normalcy of nature. If you had everything just so in nature, it'd be kind of boring, I think. Okay. And you do the best you can with it. Like this one is going to come up here and back down. So when I wrestle with these bigger pieces, it's kind of like, okay, here I am. Can you see me? And that one needs to have it come back down. Alright. And I'll do that over here. Come back up and back. If you feel like you got too much paint on your brush, by all means, scrape it off, wash it off, or use a towel to get it off with. However you have to do it. I'm just going to keep going here. This one's going to go under a little bit, which is fine. And it could be a little fatter. I could just come down here. I'm sorry, I'm having such a problem with my eyes tonight. Really. Oh no, I did. See, there I did it. I did my deal. Told you I would. So busy concentrating on that I ruined the other part. Buggers. Need to start working on smaller pieces, so I don't do that. And I am going to put another one down here, but I'll probably do the same thing I just did on the other one. And take my flat brush, pull maybe a stem going this way. Doesn't have to be anything in, any direction in particular. And you can go back this way or the other direction, doesn't matter. Like that. Let me see how badly I messed this up. Yeah, pretty good. I'm going to fix it here real quickly if I can. I knew I was going to do that. Knew it, knew it, knew it. Gonna fix up the best that I can based upon what I just did to it. And hopefully I don't do it to the next side. Here I am just fixing it up a little bit. And then I will put the lines back in. Whoops. See, it's not just you, it's me too. So I always say, don't do what I do. Learn from my mistakes and you'll be in good shape. Because I definitely make those mistakes. And if you don't, awesome. Because I sure as heck do. Okay, so I just took my time to put some of the little lines in there. Now, I'm going to go back to my nice little thin brush here. Almost finished. We're getting close, so thanks for your patience. I'm going to dip it into the black, the licorice, and I am actually going to do this a little bit differently on this piece than I did. Sorry, get you back in the screen here. I'm drawing this line with the liner, and then I am just going to take little pieces and just kind of pull them off to the side here. Probably not going to do as many of these as I did on my practice piece, just for the mere reason that there are some spaces though. As I'm looking here, I put my, let me crumple this here. I'm so afraid I'm going to get myself full of paint. Okay, maybe we'll do it up here. Do a black one up this direction. It's a little bit thicker than what I had wanted, but it's okay. Sorry guys, I just feel like, let me see if I can get this a little bit further away. I feel like I'm right up here in it. Alright, so then I'm going to take the little brush and pull it like this, just sporadically from one side to the other. And do the same thing, and it'll be fine because I've got plans. And then I'm going to do it down here. I think I'm going to do, and I don't want it real thick, even though on some spots I think I got it thicker than I want. I'm afraid I'm going to stick this dish into paint. This is a little bit thicker than I wanted. What's happening here? Alright, so I'm just going to pull this a little bit. And you can do double I'm not getting you in on this video. Pull it like that, and just like that. We'll just leave it like that. Okay, see that? Sorry. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is take my dotting stylus and go into the red paint, excuse me, and just come in here and add dots. That's why it really didn't matter how precise I was with it, because I'm going to be randomly adding dots all the way, even clear back in here, on the branch itself, maybe and outside the branch a little bit. It doesn't really matter. Just be a little festive with it. It just adds, I think, some character to it. Then do the same thing with the part at the top. I'm going to be just ever so heavy or light, doesn't matter. Adding some dots. And I guess you can look at these as maybe berries of some sort. Not sure what kind. If you know, have a guess, want to name them, let me know. I'm going to do the same thing down here. And just sporadically placing dots on the branch, off the branch. Like I said, to me it just gives it a little kind of feel of whimsy, as well as, you know, adding some character to it. Alright, next thing we're going to do is go back to the black, and I'm going to use my scruffy brush, and I'm just fully covering the bottom of the scruff. Alright, and I'm going to take this brush and then just lightly pounce the centers in. These are very easy centers. Definitely not meant to be hard. Nothing I'm showing you is, really. I just want you to paint. So you just take this, it's a fun tool to use to make centers, and then just turn it, and keep turning it around, however you want to do it, and tap. Very easy. The final one I'm going to do is right here, and just tapping it in. Tippy tap tap. And come up with a song, right? Or pouncing in your centers. Alright, enough of that. Where's my dotting stylus? Oh, here it is. Okay, so then back to the dotting stylus. I am going to take this, and I'm going to come over here, and I'm just going to line this like that. Now you could just leave it one side up like that, or you can bring it up. You can start at the top, just come down. See that? Just giving it some character. Not anything fancy. While I'm at it, I'm going to dot around the center, and then just leave a little bit of a space, probably about the size of a dot, or gradually. Alright, and then I'm going to come around the center here and just do another row right out from them, from the originals. You like that? Okay. This thing, it gets heavy to hold. I'm so afraid I'm going to mess up my design again. Again, just keeping it easy. Oops, Probably should put some paint on there, that would help. I'm sorry too, I feel like I don't know if it's because I took my makeup off or what, but I feel like I can't really see very well. Alright, so that's just kind of whimsical. Again, nothing has to be really straight on specific. If you want to do something different, by all means do it. This is your project, not mine. I'm just showing you how to do it. If you do it or have friends over, want to have a fun night hanging with your girls, this would be something to do. And you could put more if you want. I'm not doing crazy dotting, just a little bit. Alright, so then I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to add in some dots along here, just like I did on the others. And try to see, you know, they can be different sizes. They don't all have to be the same. And I think I've got my design done. Alright, so let's take a quick peek. See, it's pretty. Pretty easy, pretty simplistic, but it's still very pretty. If you were to have this sitting on your table, paint it all the way around. I mean, even if you're going to use it for dessert or salad. You find one of these bowls, maybe you even already have one. Paint it. Don't like it? Wash it off. It's that simple. Alrighty, I think we're done for tonight. I hope you stuck with me. If you did, I appreciate it. Thanks so much. If you like this video, again, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. New to my channel, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. When you're done viewing the video, there's a subscribe button underneath, or excuse me, I always say that. It's a share button. Hit that share button. It will allow you to share this video on your social networks to your family and friends. Alright, I appreciate you again. Until the next time, you have a good one.